Most people think chronic disease is just the price that we pay for living longer lives. And that sounds reasonable until you realize that it's completely wrong. Give me 6 minutes because once you see what actually changed in the last 100 years, chronic disease stops looking inevitable and it starts looking engineered. And the part that should bother you the most isn't what changed, it's how fast it happened. Before we get there, let me set this up the right way. 100 years ago, people absolutely got sick. They died from infections, they died from injuries, medicine wasn't advanced, but here's what wasn't common: its entire populations living decades with diabetes, autoimmune disease, chronic inflammation, obesity, anxiety disorders, and metabolic dysfunction. That explosion is new. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through three shifts that quietly rewired human health. First, how our environment changed faster than our biology could adapt. Second, how food stopped behaving like food. And third, the most uncomfortable one, is how medicine changed its goal without most people noticing. So let's start with the environment because this is the part nobody connects to disease. Your body didn't evolve for modern life, it evolved for daylight, darkness, movement, temperature changes, and silence. For most of human history, those things weren't optional, they were unavoidable. And because of that, the body regulated itself automatically. Then, in less than a century, we removed almost every one of those signals. Artificial light replaced the sun, sitting replaced movement, screens replaced stillness, climate control replaced seasonal exposure, noise replaced quiet, and constant stimulation replaced rest. But here's the part most people miss: your body can adapt, but only temporarily. It compensates until it can't. So when stress never shuts off, inflammation becomes chronic. When sleep signals are broken, hormones drift. When recovery disappears, your system wears down quietly over time. It's not overnight, it's not dramatic. It is slowly and invisibly. And that brings us to food, because this is where the compensation really starts to fail. See, 100 years ago, food was seasonal, it was local and recognizable. It didn't need labels, it didn't need marketing. Calories weren't unlimited, sugar wasn't hidden in everything, and eating required effort. Then food became industrial. We stripped it of fiber, minerals, and natural balance. Then we added flavor, color, preservatives, and shelf life. We made food cheap, abundant, addictive, and disconnected from biology. And then we act surprised when blood sugar, hormones, and gut health collapsed. This is why disease didn't appear instantly. One generation adapted, the next compensated, and the next inherited dysfunction as normal, which leads to the most uncomfortable shift of all, which is medicine. Modern medicine is incredible at acute care: trauma, surgery, emergency, intervention, infections. It saves lives every single day. But at some point, the focus quietly changed. Instead of asking, why is this happening? The system itself shifted to, how do we manage this long term? High blood pressure became something to control. High blood sugar became something to regulate. Autoimmune disease became something to suppress. Anxiety became something to medicate. And once chronic disease became common, it became normalized. That's the part nobody wants to talk about because normalization feels like explanation, but it's not. It's surrender. And here's where everything connects. When you put a human body designed for scarcity, for movement, sunlight, and rhythm into an environment of abundance, sitting, artificial light, and constant stress, disease isn't a mystery. It's a predictable outcome. This isn't about blame, it's about context. If you've ever gone camping or unplugged for a few days and slept better, felt calmer, and had less bloating, clearer thinking, that wasn't healing, that was alignment. Your body recognized the environment again. So, no, chronic disease didn't exist the way it does today, not because people were smarter or tougher, but because the environment wasn't actively working against the human body. And here's the part that actually matters: you don't need to reject modern life. You just need to stop pretending your body was designed for it. Small changes pull you back towards alignment fast. That's real light, movement, real food, sleep, stillness, purpose, and connection. These aren't trends, they're defaults that we walked away from. And in the next videos, I'm going to break down each one, exactly how it changed, what it did to the body, and how to bring it back without living like it's 1825. So if this made any sense at all, stay with me. Comment which piece you want next and subscribe. Because once you see chronic disease through this lens, you can't unsee it.